On this week's Flames Central, we go in the film room with Liberty football coach Hugh Freeze to break down the Flames' Pure Bowl victory.
Plus, get behind-the-scenes access to the Liberty women's basketball program as they continue their dominant season. It all starts now on Flames Central.
Hoops, hot seat, and Hugh Freeze. We have a loaded show for you today. Welcome to Flames Central. Alongside Rhett McGibbon, I'm Matt Warner.
Yeah, Liberty football continues to stay in the news. We'll touch on that in just a little bit. But first, Liberty basketball searching for some wins on the road. Yeah,
Liberty took a mini 3-game win streak on the road to Stetson, and they were trying to shake a recent trend of struggling on Fridays. Unfortunately, that trend would continue. The Flames really had a hard time hanging on to the basketball against the Hatters. 14 turnovers on the night would tie the season high for Liberty. And yet, thanks to solid defense and 8 first-half points from Blake Preston, the Flames led by 6 to the break. But in the second half, here come the Hatters. Behind Christian Jones' team-high 21 points, Stetson would rally and secure the win 65-59. Liberty's Friday struggles continue. But their Saturday success would also continue. The very next day, same two teams, only this time Liberty would take care of the basketball while getting a big first half from Keegan McDowell. He had 8 before the break. The Flames would then open the second half on a 10-1 run, and they would ride that lead to the finish line. A balanced attack from LU, 4 guys in double figures, as the Flames bounce back and take it by the final of 68-58. So after the third weekend of ASUN action, here's how the standings look. Just like everybody expected, North Alabama, Jacksonville at the top. That would be sarcasm. Those programs are looking strong early, but the two heavyweights in the conference, Liberty and Lipscomb, both sitting at 4-2 in league play and in position to regain control of the conference in the very near future.
Well, turning our attention to the Lady Flames, they would welcome to Liberty Arena the University of North Alabama, which has quickly become a rival for the Flames in the ASUN. Remember, LU knocked the Lions out of ASUN tournament play last year in overtime. This game was played before a national audience, and the Flames would not disappoint. LU would start the game on a 12-2 run. Maya Berkman would contribute with 3 layups during the opening 2 minutes of play. Flames would lead 22-14 at the end of 1. Baker would be feeling it from deep in this game, draining her first 5 attempts from beyond the arc. Flames yet again on a run. Baker and Berkman would score 15 as the Flames outscore UNA 17-4 over that stretch. Liberty would keep the lead intact throughout the rest of the ball game, taking it by a final of 86-63. Baker led the way with 18, followed by Berkman with 17. Game 2 of the weekend series would be a little tighter early. Lions would shoot 80% from the floor in the opening frame, taking a 5-point lead into the second quarter. Jada Bond was on point, recording 8 points in the initial frame. Flames would find a spark in the second, trailing by 9. LU would go on a 14-0 run, led by Berkman, who would rattle off 10 points during that span. That would essentially be the ball game. Another Liberty run in the late third quarter would seal it. Flames take the game 77-60, sweeping the weekend series. Now, LU has been stellar this season in ASUN play, and it shows in the standings. They currently sit in first place with a 6-0 record. Directly behind them is FGCU, who has only managed to play 2 conference games this season due to COVID concerns. Middle of the pack sees Stetson, UNA, and Lipscomb, while newcomer Bellarmine, Kennesaw State, and Jacksonville continue to look for their first conference victory.
Well, at times, the Lady Flames made it look easy against North Alabama this past weekend, but behind that success is a lot of hard work and preparation. This week, we decided to give you a glimpse into the inner workings of the LU program as we shadowed senior guard Ashtyn Baker for a segment we call In the Fire.
Honestly, you don't know who you're playing. I mean, we weren't supposed to play Kennesaw this past weekend. We pulled out a win. It might not have been great. We'll learn from it. But this week, it's time to get after it.
Shot fake, then I have downhill court. All right, 5-0, there we go.
Always warm up, kids. Oh yeah, take her. She's little. Coach Katie's slow. Legs, it's the legs. 3, last one. 10 seconds. Ah! Thank you guys. I'm out of breath. Are you gonna say go or are you gonna say 1, 2, 3?
Go!
Oh, hot! We were tied. And we're going. 2, 1.
I fell in love with lifting weights, really. Over this past, COVID summer, I kind of fell in love with the weight room. I was the only one here, I think, during COVID, and so I would just go in the weight room. I definitely noticed a change, I definitely got stronger. I've seen that on the court, definitely. I feel stronger, and I think it even helped coming back from my knee. Get on the gun. Love the gun. It's easy, because I like to come in by myself sometimes instead of with a bunch of other people around, and just, it's kind of a release being by yourself and just being able to shoot.
We welcome you to Lynchburg, Virginia for North Alabama and Liberty.
Rebound, that's my word for today. I don't want to be caught getting punched in the face first. It'll be the battle of the boards, okay? Go to the corner.
Final dead center with a 3. You hear the net pop on that one.
Come on, D, come on, D. Good. Good pass. Good job. Hey, White, good defense. Good D. Way to get stopped. Ended with a block shot. Excellent. Excellent. Good D. That's where our energy comes from. Quick, 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 quick. Go, 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 go.
Now gets it back on the wing. She is feeling it. 5 of 5 from deep today.
She is on fire right now. She's getting her teammates on the bench fired up.
Good job. Hey, great pass. Good job, Emily. I knew you had her in the post. No way in the world she can guard you. Not in a million years. Dagger 4, put that in the book. Put that in just play.
Liberty will dribble it out, and they will pick up the win and move to 9-3 on the year, 5-0 in the A-Sun. Impressive performance today for Liberty. Flames led by Ashtyn Baker, 18 points, 5 of them from behind the arc.
No matter how much you win by, the next day you're a little more tired. Your shots aren't always falling the same way they were the day before, and so just watching film, seeing maybe some areas that will help give you an edge for tomorrow. I'm like, okay, well, I should have done this better. Shouldn't have taken that shot I just took. Just watch that. I probably should have used Maya more, because see how I let her. That allowed her to stay right on my hip and kind of push me out of position. So I see Emily there, and I go to throw it, but I second guess myself. But now looking at it, if I would have thrown it, she would have been wide open for a layup. So I just need to trust my first instinct.
Welcome back to Liberty Arena right here in Lynchburg, Virginia, as the Liberty Flames host the University of North Alabama Lions. Ashtyn Baker starting things off with a 3. The kick sends it out. Here's Baker, another triple. She rattles it in.
Definitely feeling it early in the game for Ashtyn Baker.
Ash had the ball here. R5 comes into the ball screen. Be super high, because the only help defense comes from these two. That'll make her a little bit nervous, okay? We have our first option. We'll take the layup. If we don't have it, we have a knockdown shooter coming for a 3.
Here's Kessner with it. 15 seconds left on the shot clock. She sends it in. Beautiful pass. And Ashtyn Baker +1. Going to do it here. Liberty remains perfect in A-Sun conference play.
Coming up, our Emily Austin goes into the film room with Hugh Freeze to break down the Cure Bowl.
Plus, I'll highlight the best of the past week in a new Warm, Hot, and Fuego. That's when Flame Central returns.
Welcome to Liberty University's online programs, where living out your calling with integrity is what you train to do. And getting ready for the future doesn't mean missing out on the now. Because a university is more than buildings and books, and an education should set you free, not fence you in. Welcome to Liberty's global campus, where distance learning was pioneered and evolved into one of the top-ranked schools in the nation. Where protecting your budget, your time, and your education isn't just a theory, it's our priority. Here, degrees in your field reflect industry demands and help get you ahead of the competition. Where college comes to you, but you can come to college too. Game day, homecoming, graduation day, your school, your values, your experience, your choice. Welcome to Liberty University, where we train champions for Christ.
Times are changing. At Liberty, we've made it our priority to grow, to learn, to improve. But even with all the change, our purpose remains. We want to equip people to go make a difference through their calling in their communities around the world. And though we are blessed with an amazing campus, our most valuable resource has always been the people, our students, and those who inspire them. It's the people who serve, maintain, support. It's you.
What's really important? Not the buildings, not the mountain, not the property, but the young people who use these buildings, who study in these facilities. They are important.
No matter what the future holds, we will stay focused on our goal. And the people of Liberty University are how we will continue to carry out our mission. They are the ones who empower us to
Training champions for Christ.
Champions for Christ.
Training champions for Christ.
Where do you want to make an impact? At Liberty University, whatever your calling, you can gain the hands-on experience and knowledge you need to truly excel in your future career. With over 200 residential programs of study, you can find a degree that fits you and learn from professors committed to mentoring and guiding you along the way. So, what is your calling? Liberty University can ignite it, and your outcome will change the world.
Behind every great leader, change maker, and essential worker is a teacher. Though teaching today may mean inspiring students from home, at Liberty University, we've been inspiring students from home for over 30 years. Earn your Bachelor of Education degree 100% online and graduate prepared for licensure and classroom ready, wherever that classroom may be. So the leaders, change makers, and essential workers of tomorrow can be inspired by you.
Hey there, friends. Welcome back to Flame Central. Emily Ashtyn joins us now. And Emily, looks like you had the chance to get back into the film room with head coach Hugh Freeze.
Yeah, Red, after I did the first film session, we've been running the H Sluggo route a little bit too much in the office. I needed to mix it up.
Catching on.
Plus, we needed an explanation from Coach Hugh Freeze about how the Cure Bowl ended. What is your message to the haters out there?
10-1, 2-0 in bowl games in year 2.
I love it, Coach.
They can keep hating.
Right? Haters are gonna hate. Welcome inside another Flames film room, joined once again by head coach Hugh Freeze. This time we're breaking down the Cure Bowl victory, you guys facing at the time unbeaten Coastal Carolina. Coach, let's jump right into the film. We start things off in the first quarter. Your defense just got a big stop on 4th and 2. Now this is your first possession of the game. Malik Willis hits Demario Douglas on the slant.
Pass is caught. Douglas has it. That's a first down. Spun down inside the 15.
Talk me through this situation.
Well, first, it was big that our defense got the stop. I usually don't get to give them a lot of credit when we get in these things, but man, that was huge when you defer. Then we get, the ball in great field position. We overload a side because we saw that they were going into their, what is called 3-kick. The problem with 3-kick is if you flood a side with 4 receivers to that side, then this guy and this guy are in conflict. And so we try to hold him a little and then get Demario to that window. So really good read by Malik, really good throw. It was good to see him throw early because he'd been so long. And I mean, he threw that right on time, anticipating him come to that open window. That was big. That was, Kent does a great job with our 3rd and long package, and he deserves the credit for this.
You guys go on and score on that first drive. We move right along to 4th and 2 later in the first. We know that you've been aggressive on 4th and short throughout the season. Was that your plan going into this bowl game as well?
I had my mind made up, and I tell our kids in our Friday night meeting how aggressive I'm going to be. Some of it has to do with analytics. This is probably the first year that I really bought into trying to do what the analytics say.
Backfield is empty, 4th down and 2.
This is actually a formation that we hadn't shown all year, and I believe this was the first time we called it out for that, and we went 2 tight ends with no backs. So we have Again, like we talked about in the last film room, we have a game going on right here, and we have a game going on right here, and we have a game going on right here. And we go with the stretch run with him. And he's a good physical runner for a quarterback. But if you look at the box here, we've got the numbers, and we went block on the outside for it.
Analytics aside, what gives you the confidence in this offense to go for it on 4th and short?
Well, I think we work hard at getting a good package, and then you've got a quarterback that's a dual threat like him, where if things do break down, he's able to use his legs. And then our offensive line, I think, has been solid all year with really some certain blocking schemes, this being one of them. And I like our tight ends. Our tight ends have been really good blockers. And, you know, you got 2 yards to continue a drive to hopefully get 7 points, and felt really good about this package.
So we fast forward to the 4th quarter. This is a crucial play for you guys. 3rd and 8 on Coastal's 48. You guys have a 5-point lead, 31-26.
An awfully big play coming up right now.
Malik will go on to scramble for 17 yards.
And look at all of the eyes on the quarterback for that very reason, and yet Willis makes the defense pay.
Yeah, we got in the 4th quarter, and you want your best player to have the option with the ball in his hands. And so we're in a big check game here, and they are too. And when you're getting in that guessing game, you know, we really got in the 4th quarter and said, you know, we'll call our routes, but we have a word that tells Malik if he doesn't like the throws after he's taken his initial drop, it's time to go. And you'll see him take a good drop here. He didn't like it, and he took off, and obviously J-Mac does a great job there. He knows the call also, so he's running his check down to blocking the Mike backer, and they went to a 6-man box, so you have a hat for everybody.
A crucial play that led to a field goal and gave you guys an 8-point lead, but Coastal Carolina would go on to score and get the 2-point conversion. So a lot of controversy here, Coach. This will be the focus of our film room session. What was going on?
It'll also be the focus of our first spring day that we have.
Explain yourself here.
So they have just used their last timeout, and I have 2 left, so I'm in total control of the clock. You know, man, this is crazy. I mean, 5 years ago, you just took the touchdown.
A little bit of a cat and mouse game here. Let's see what they do, and that's the exact dilemma facing both sides. And I mean, this is how we play football in 2020. You don't want the opposing offense to get the football back.
When you're tied, it's really hard not to take, they're just gonna let you have 7 points.
Yeah.
It's very hard not to do it, but we were struggling to stop them, give them credit. Their quarterback was gutsy and playing really well. And so the goal is to hopefully have the ball around the 2-yard line when we get to 3rd down, and I was gonna call a timeout with about 11 or 10 seconds left. Run a play. If we score, great. If we don't, call the next time out with 3 seconds and try to kick the game winner. J-Mac had not been at practice because of quarantine, and so I should not have put him in this position, but we trust him so much because he hadn't fumbled the ball since game 1 of 2019 season. And so I tell him here, man, get to the 2.
At this point, Coach, my Apple Watch is asking me if I'm doing a workout. My heart is racing so fast because I have faith in you and the Flames and these late game situations, but this was just too close for comfort. And then when this play happened,
your Apple Watch is fixing to go on red alert after what happens here.
Yeah.
So.
The end zone lost the football. The ball came out. Unbelievable.
He starts to get to the 2, and then they grab him. And his pads he needs to be diving to the 2. And you'll see Jerome come in and try to hold him out. And Jerome, even with the momentum, gets pulled over the top. He's trying hard to hold him out.
Look at him.
As those 3 are trying to. Now, when have you seen that in football? So, man, I learned a lot from this scenario. I was pretty proud of the way I handled J-Mac because he was distraught. And I immediately told him, dude, that's my fault. I put you in a situation that I haven't covered thoroughly enough with you. And boy, that was a sickening feeling.
In this moment, you said something to your coaching staff over headset. What was your message to them?
Play the next play. we're gonna win it in overtime. And
you knew that. You were confident.
Well, I'm always confident. I felt like we would. I didn't think it would be in this fashion. When we got to this, I really felt like he was gonna either miss it or we were gonna block it.
Really?
I did.
Massimo Biscardi. Kick was blocked and Liberty's gonna win it. The Flames find a way in overtime and Hugh Freeze celebrates.
What a great, great feeling that was. I was like a little giddy schoolboy.
Coach, not to call you out, but you kind of sounded like a little girl with that high-pitched scream. I mean,
it was embarrassing.
But it's worth it when
it was absolutely worth it. What a great ending, and you know, sets the bar high for the future.
It's so cool to be along on this historic journey that you've taken the Flames on. Thank you for your time, and can't wait to see what you guys are able to do on the field next season with all of these amazing recruits you have coming in. Coach Freeze, thanks again.
Thank you, Emily.
Emily, great job producing that. Always seems like we learn so much when we get to sit down with Hugh Freeze, and I'm especially excited he went down through that J-Mac fumble and we kind of figured out what was going through his head.
I know, the explanation for Flames Nation was definitely needed.
Yes.
But, you know, learning from this experience is going to be so big for the Flames moving forward, like Coach said, that he's going to talk through this situation in spring ball. But another good thing is a lot of these older guys are coming back to play next year. Josh Mack, DJ Stubbs, Ben Alexander, so it should be exciting stuff for them next year as well.
Yeah, great stuff. Well, hey, some more exciting news coming out of football, and with that is Matt.
Yeah, big honor coming in for Demario Douglas. The Liberty redshirt freshman was named a freshman All-American punt returner by the Football Writers Association of America. Douglas finished the year with 15 punt returns for 166 yards, including a 73-yard touchdown return against Louisiana Monroe. Douglas becomes just the second player in program history to earn FWAA Freshman All-American honors and joins Darrell Johnson, and Malik Willis was the third Flame this year to earn All-American status. Speaking of Malik Willis, you can hear from the record-setting Flames quarterback on this week's Flames Central podcast. He joined Rhett, Emily, myself to talk about the season and what's next for Liberty football. Find the Flames Central podcast on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. Give it a listen. On Monday, the featured guest will be none other than Liberty basketball coach Richie McKay, so that should be an entertaining conversation, I would think. All right, time now for Warm, Hot, and Fuego, part of the show where we focus on the top players, plays, or moments from the past week. Rhett, do we have a theme this week?
Well, you know, a lot of people out there in the north are going to hate this theme.
Okay.
But here in the south, it's starting to warm up a little bit.
Just
Even
a little
though it's
bit.
January,
Yeah,
starting
50
I saw the daffodils starting to come up a little bit.
Rhett's a big daffodil guy.
I do like
Always
daffodils.
has been.
They're lovely. Great.
So what's the theme then?
It's kind of just like the
Daffodils?
warm, springy.
Oh, springy. Okay,
No, but it's like
pre-spring.
spring. Yeah, pre-spring, whatever you want to call it. Warm.
All right. Yeah,
You know, just
super
like
spring.
when you see those spring flowers start to
There you
pop
go.
up, it's so great to see men's tennis out there.
Yeah, men's tennis. That's warm. They're your warm
They are my
selection.
warm.
Okay.
And coming out, big win for them over Elon, 1-0 on the season so far. And this is a group that I think battled back in this game so hard. It's good to see them win at home. They went down 0-2, so they lose the doubles point. All right, they lose the first singles match. They're like, uh-oh, we might be in trouble, right? This is a team that's never beaten Elon in back-to-back seasons. So this is a group that bought it. Now listen to this. Wamba, he's the veteran leader on this team. You know that? He's a junior. He's the oldest guy in the group.
Young group.
Yeah, this is a young team. And then you have Marcus Da Silva, ASUN Player of the Week for his performance. And then Worst, what a battle he had in there. He got in a nitty-gritty little battle, got the point, and that really sent the Flames on. And good to see them back out there battling hard, and now 1-0 at home, 1-1 on the season.
Good start for them. All right, from warm we go to hot. Who's your choice?
Hot, women's soccer, Melody J-Rowe and Cora Dunnick. The ASUN giving them a little bit of love here as of late. Melody J-Rowe, what a season she had last year. Like, if you haven't recognized this, ASUN Goalkeeper of the Year. She was tremendous, and then now she is preseason ASUN Goalkeeper of the Year, so expect her to have a big senior season. She had 8 shutouts last year as a junior. And then Cora Dunnick, middle back on this team. She is a young lady. A lot of Flames defense that only through conference play let in 0.25 goals a game. Like, they were
Stingy.
solid. Yeah, they were stingy on the back end. So these two young ladies, good to see them recognized.
All right, finally now the top honor in Fuego this week. Who you got?
Maya Berkman. She had a double-double in the Sunday game versus UNA, and she has just turned into a beast in the paint. She is getting it done. 17 points, 7 rebounds, and 16 points, 11 rebounds. Her footwork is tremendous. She's just abusing other bigs. Like, you think about her size, she may not be the quickest, but she has gotten a step on a lot of young ladies, makes a move under the basket, lays it in. She has been a go-to player. When the three's not draining, they can go to her in the paint. She gets it done.
So much depth on that women's basketball team. Off to a great start this season. Brett, thank you as always. Well, still to come, we put Liberty basketball players on the hot seat and ask for their best impressions. Stick around. More Flames Central after this.
Hey there, friends. Welcome back to the show. You know, Matt, over the 7 years that we've been doing this, I think one of my favorite things is when players will impersonate their coach. It's the best thing ever.
Yeah, one of the best personalities on campus, basketball coach Richie McKay. So we asked his players on the hot seat to give their best impression of him. Fair to say they didn't disappoint.
I don't know if I want to get in trouble with this. That's a tough one. Coach has got a bunch of signatures.
I don't know. Coach McKay has many different personalities.
You know, everyone wants to drive Audis, fast cars, but you know what, Drake? A Honda will get you there just fine.
I'd say best impersonation. Can I stand up?
I don't have his voice down yet. Practice, Coach McKay is way different from like everyday Coach McKay.
Guys, we got to make sure that we all are here boxing out. And here we go, and yeah.
We're going to run the play. Bring it in.
He's gonna say a joke all the time, some old head joke.
Zay, I can't hear you. I need some Q-tips. Gonzo, you got some Q-tips? I'm losing my hearing apparently.
We got to run 570.
You got some Q-tips because Zay can't hear me. I need some.
I work all day, and I come home. The dishes aren't done. Your rooms aren't clean. Nothing. What have you been doing all day? What you been doing?
You remind me of my pops. He's like, I don't know how old he is. I probably won't say that on camera, but
27, and then we're going to end it on a back cut.
When he gets fired up and you see him go like this.
Zeus, run it back. We don't want what it feels like. We don't want what it feels like. We just want what it looks like.
Dish pass to one more catch and shoot three.
His son Luke with the best impressions. He's the home life impression, which is pretty good. Well, we're about out of time on this week's Flame Central. Rhett, folks, tell folks where they can find
Yeah, make sure you go to our website, go to libertyflames.com, click the Flame Central link up there in the top right-hand corner.
Check out the podcast as well, Spotify, Apple, you know where to go to find it. For Rhett, I'm Matt. Thank you so much for watching this week. We'll see you right back here next time.